Hey guys, how are we all doing? So it's Crypto Insight UK here, coming back at you with another crypto video. It is the 13th of July, 20 past 10 a.m. I'm just going to give you raw reaction of what I can see happening in the market. I haven't planned this video particularly. I have been looking at the charts and doing a lot of research. Yesterday I was pretty hungover, I was in bed all day, but those days I get loads done because I don't have any other distraction. I didn't really post any content. I don't have to think about that. I just look into what I can see going on. So there's a few things I want to point out to you. This is still in play. The bullish divergence on the RSI on the daily. By the way, you're going to have to excuse my voice because I've got a bit of a cold. Come from abusing my body over the European Championships of the football that's been on. England lost in the finals on penalties against Italy, for anyone who doesn't know. Super proud of the English lads. Never been more proud of English football than I am at the minute. So, but it is what it is. Penalties are a lottery. I did think we probably deserved to lose that game. I wouldn't have said the same thing after the first half, but the second half, Italy came out with the best side. Anyway, let me get into crypto. Excuse me. So, we're going to look at this bullish divergence as I was talking about. So we've got this on the RSI. If you look at these peaks and how many times, so this is the RSI is the relative strength index. It basically just indicates strength in whatever asset you're looking at, obviously, because it doesn't just have to be Bitcoin, because it's just on the Bitcoin chart. But if you look at how many times it's tested this line, so we've got obviously at the start of the line there's a 1 test, 2 tests, you could almost say that was close, 3 tests, 4 tests, and now it's really just consolidating underneath. But it shows the opposite in the actual Bitcoin chart, that the strength is falling, like the price is falling, and that's why it's a divergence, because they're going against each other, basically. So what we're waiting for is for this to break through here, and then hopefully this should spark or look to spark a reversal in Bitcoin. This could show that we actually have had the bottom. I know that we came lower here, but this is where we had actually major volume, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So yeah, that's just something to keep an eye on. It's pretty easy to draw on yourself if you want to keep your eye on that. Just all you have to do is put the RSI indicator in. So you just go on your indicators and put RSI, add it into the bottom, get it on the daily time frame, and you'll be able to see this yourself. So yeah, let's just have a look at what the volume's saying. Volume's another one. If we've got low volume still, see how the volume's tapering down. That indicates that there's going to be a move of one kind or another. So if we get the break above that descending trend line for the RSI, then we could get some volume too, and we could get above this we could get this breakout that everyone's been looking for. There's still a lot of people in the market saying that they're bearish, and I really don't think so at this point. I really don't think so. I really do think that we are on the way up. If we have one more pull down, maybe down to 28 again, but I don't really think that will happen, but it's definitely possible. But macro, we are definitely not in a bear market yet, in my opinion. We've stayed pretty stagnant. Well, since we've been in here, really, we've been just chopping in this range, and this is what I said would happen. I don't like to keep saying, though, this is what I said, but I did say when we came down to this range, I thought we would chop sideways, and it was going to be a bit of a horrible period for everybody. And so far, that looks to be ringing completely true. We are slowly getting less volatility, and also downtrending a little bit, but we're really sticking to this 33,000 strong resistance level that I drew in. But with this decreased volume and decreased volatility, we are really ready for a spark to either boost us up or bring us down. And as I keep saying, I'd love to recapture the moving averages. The 50 days come all the way down now to the 36,900, which we can easily capture. As you can see, even within this range, we've been up to 41,000. If we hit 41,000 again, we've captured both the moving averages. So let's just see whether we can do that in the short or medium term. We are still waiting for some kind of catalyst or a nice day of price action. As I was saying about the volatility, it's been massively reduced recently. and let me represent that by actually drawing on, so you can just see what I'm talking about. So all this big dips here, boom, 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 boom. Look how big these dips are compared to what now we're doing. Okay, so look how wide those waves are, and then now look what's happening. You should be able to see what I see now. We are really, really ready for something. Now it's massively wide, volatile waves to the left, slowly, slowly condensing now into, we're almost flatlining at this point. Like you can't really get to like much less volatile than this before an absolute explosion. And I want to compare this to something that I saw, and I don't know if anyone else is picking up on this or whether I'm misfiring here completely, but let's talk about XRP, for example. Let me just have a look on the. So it's very similar to Bitcoin with the wave. So we've come down into this. We'll start it here. We'll come down into this bottom, and then we're waving. Boom, 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 boom. Look how this is slowly getting smaller, slowly getting smaller. And then right. It might be on the daily. I recognised a little trend the other day. Let me get this pen off. Okay. So you see how you can really see the volatility change there, to be fair. That makes it a lot easier to see. So we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up, and then we're like flat there. But as you can see, this is the thing that I really wanted to pay attention to. Our bottoms are slightly higher here. Boom, boom, boom. We are slightly starting to increase in price. And this really reminds me of this period here. I know it's not exactly the same, but for me it feels a bit like this. So we've had these massive spikes and waves, and then we're slowly coming up, slowly coming up, slowly coming up. Are we going to see maybe a tiny little rejection, and then we're going to really start to take off? Or are we more in this sort of stage? We've had these waves here. It's a bit more of an increase in value, and then boom, off we go. So I personally think we are somewhere similar to around this sort of region. If you're looking at XRP, it's just something that really caught my eye. And I had a look at the charts yesterday. I was like, oh, that looks familiar, because we're very flat, guys. We are very flat. We've got the 62-cent support line, which is really heavy support below us, and we've got the 65-cent, which is really heavy resistance. And we are just chopping between those. And look at the volume, guys. There's almost nothing here. There's almost nothing at all. You can't really get any less volume than that, otherwise just no one would be trading at all. So it's all a bit up in the air at the minute. And then we've had that article released the other day saying there could be a potential relisting of XRP on the 28th of July. To Coinbase. Sorry, just taking a quick drink to my voice. As well as that, we had the letter from Congress to Gary Gensler's SEC saying that they needed their regulation to come back on the 28th of July. So there's a lot of things to keep your eye on. There's also something happening on the 17th of July, but right now that's going off over my head because that's just how I am at the minute. But yeah, it's a similar story to most things in the altcoin market. Let's have a little look at the total. I've not looked at Doge for a while. Okay, Doge is really sitting on that 200-day moving average, which is quite interesting. We haven't really seen it do that for a long time. I did think Doge would dump, so I was calling it up here that Doge would take a big dump. I really was. And I know that the rest of the market has too. But I was saying to everyone up here, be very, very careful, because this is around Saturday Night Live. So if you followed that, if you shorted it there and you managed to hold it, you would have made a heck a lot of money. Let's have a look. I wouldn't have got the exact top because I'm not that good, but say 73% you could have made on a short there. So let's have a look at the total market cap of crypto. So we're still using this 1.13 trillion as our base support, which was a previous high over here. And we're struggling to reclaim the 200-day and 50-day moving average. I wouldn't like to see that bearish cross, but as I said, they're a lagging indicator, the moving averages. And I do think, again, with the volumes tapering down, we're almost at the same sort of volume. as we were just before the bull run started. So I honestly think we're at about half time in this bull run. Everyone finds it very difficult to believe anything. The sentiment's low, but I believe we're about half time in this bull run. So let's just see what happens in the next week or two. We're just gonna have to grind it out. Still, don't get too emotional. Don't get upset. Like, the worst sort of narratives are already out there. Like, there's not much more they can do to scare people out of the market anymore. We've got Elon Musk talking to Jack Dorsey. I think that's the 21st of July. They're going to be talking about Bitcoin. People presume there's going to be a bit of a Bitcoin run-up leading towards that. I don't know if that will be the case. Let's see what happens there. We've got the SEC case still with XRP and Ripple. What's going to happen there, no one really knows. We've got the William Hinman deposition. I think that they wanted that to be the 18th of July now. So there's a lot of things to just keep your eyes on going on in the crypto space at the minute. Let's have a look at the total altcoin market cap. We are really resting on top of that 200 moving average. Again, with volume really, really low. I just want to say to anyone who is in a position where, like I had some people in a one-to-one come through and say that they've sold all their crypto because they've seen other influencers saying that we're in a bear market and we're going to go down for 3 years. Don't, as Arctic Monkey would say, don't believe the hype. But never completely unexpose yourself. If you've identified this asset class at this point, the risk to reward ratio is just not worth selling your entire portfolio ever. We're in an asset class that has the potential to take over most of the other asset classes in the world, and you're going to sell your portfolio because I know I understand that I'm just an influencer too. I'm not trying to shill anything. I'm just trying to say, if you've identified this as an asset class, don't completely underexpose yourself, like completely get rid of your exposure. It's not financial advice, obviously, but why did you get into the asset class in the first place? Volatility, you wanted to make some cash, fair enough. Where's that opportunity hasn't disappeared. It's just market sentiment and how you're feeling currently. There's not a lot to tell you here that this is going any lower or going to zero. There are a few indicators, but we're definitely not going to zero. So even if you, in the short term, we don't actually move anywhere, or even if we do take a little dip, which I don't think we will, like I can't see us coming down any lower than this. For a total altcoin market cap, but I also don't think we'll come back down there again. I think we're going to see, because of the lack of volume and the other things that I've shown you today, I personally believe we're about to move. But when I say about to, we could still completely flatline just until people are bored. People are so bored, their emotions are so low. We might see 1% down every day for a few days, or weeks. People are going to be like, it's just ridiculous, market's rubbish, it's going to zero, because they're frustrated. When in actual fact, that's when people are accumulating there, just trying to get the last few percentage they can out of people before we start to see another spike out of here. I would like to see a pop up in Bitcoin. I'd like to see it pop to about this sort of level, just below or maybe even just above the 40,000. Just to show that there is some life there. Again, we'd still be ranging then, but I think it would bring some positive sentiment back into the market. Realistically, what you want to be seeing is a spike into this level, and that would confirm that we've moved out of this range, and then reusing the top of this level here as our support, and boom, out of this zone we go. But I think we might have an alt season, so I think that the alts might outperform Bitcoin here. And I think especially XRP, I know I talk about XRP a lot, but I'm a big believer in XRP. Once we properly break above this strong resistance level here, as you'll see, if we break and stay above that, we go absolutely parabolic. And we are flirting just below it right now. So let's really wait and see what happens with this level. If we do manage to break and hold above this, it's fireworks for me. We can see some volume come through like we do here. Then I really could see us coming all the way back up here, easily back up here. So I think that's everything that I really want to cover today. We've got Flare Networks coming out soon. That's why I've been hodling my Litecoin. I've got my XRP ready. I've got my XLM. Just keep your eye out for Flare Networks. I'm going to be interviewing Flare Community. He's got 50,000 followers on Twitter. He knows a lot more than I do about Flare. I won't pretend that I know everything about it, because I don't. I know what I know. I think it's going to be an exciting DeFi project. There's a lot of opportunities to do things with XRP in there. Essentially bring smart contracts to XRP, as well as a lot of other different things, like the Spark token that I'm getting airdropped. You can signal provide from your hardware wallet by delegating your vote to a signal provider, and you can literally earn free passive income at zero risk with Spark token. So it's a very exciting project. I think that it could do very well if it has the exposure that it needs. And they come through with everything they're talking about. That's one thing I'm always worried about with a new project, is there's a lot of hype and not a lot, and you don't know anything until everything's confirmed. But I'll keep you updated on that. Hopefully get an interview with him this week. We've been talking on Twitter. I look forward to speaking to him. He seems like a very nice guy. If anyone's got any questions for him, please leave them in the comments or message me on Telegram. I feel like I've rambled on again in this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great week, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I'm back on the cycle now. I'm back in the grind. The Euros is finished, unfortunately, because I've really enjoyed it, but I'm back in the crypto grind, just ready for this to start taking off again, so we can get some excitement back in here. It's pretty hard to put out the same or similar content every day, not because of any other reason. I just feel like I'm repeating myself from the days before, and I don't want to make you guys feel bored, but I just had to say what I see, and that's why I just try and come straight on, look at the charts, and when I first look at them, and just record everything that I see and speak about it. That way I feel like I'm not just repeating the same thing over and over again, because it is exactly what I see on that day. But keep your eye on the volume, keep your eye on the RSI, like I was talking about for that bullish divergence, and we will hopefully see a pop to the upside sooner rather than later, just for entertainment purposes. But you can never rush the market. The market does what it wants to do. You've just got to react. So that's something that I would keep in mind. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, everyone. And if I do get banned off TikTok, I'll keep making YouTube videos. I'll probably start going live on YouTube too. It's not too much of an issue for me. Like, it'd be an annoyance, because I work hard to get my TikTok following. But everything happens in life for a reason. I'm not a negative person. I believe I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to, and I hope everyone else has that same mindset. And if you're in this crypto space now, even if you're doubting yourself, you're way ahead of most people. I can tell you that for free. That you should definitely believe in yourself if you are in this crypto space, because you've identified something that not much of the population has identified so far. Like, you're even on par with the banks and the hedge funds in terms of your investment strategy. So don't be so hard on yourself. It's a volatile market. That's why we have the opportunity to make so much money. And we'll see what happens going forward. It's an exciting place to be, an exciting position to be in. And I'm glad that you all want to share the experience with me, and I'm happy that I can share my experiences with you. And I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Take it easy. That's me, over and out for today. Goodbye.